107.9 WWPH.
Worldwide radio. From the studios at West Windsor, Plainsboro High Schools, North and South, 107.9 FM, WWPH, Princeton Junction.
You are listening to 107.9 FM WWPH in Princeton Junction. You are with Dead Air Tells No Tales, and I'm your host, Daniyal. Today I'm joined by
Calvyn
and Harrison.
And it is the original trio for this group coming back. And I'm really excited. It is the first, week of June 2nd. We didn't have a podcast yesterday. I don't know how to feel. We made it already this far, with this show and this school year. I mean, guys, we're almost done. We're seniors. We're almost out of here. We're graduated.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy that we're going to graduate and going to college, and we have like a few months left until college.
Yeah, it's crazy to think that we're just 4 years ago we were like freshmen. It's crazy.
Yeah, I remember when we were in radio club together 4 years ago. That's where we first met, and we were perplexed at how fast freshman year was moving. And my God, Harrison, this is the progress we made. We're here running shows for advanced. It is such a wild trip. Speaking of a wild trip, we have a great show, wild trip of a show planned for you guys today. A lot of cool topics. I try to, get back into my interests, try to, represent all these different parts of my interest. I got video games, I got cars, I got random facts, I got talking about some feelings, talking about some science, and we have our essentials for our show. We do, of course, our days of the week. We have our Tuesday's Tales that's coming up. I want you to stay tuned here on 107.9 FM, WWPH in Princeton Junction.
Don't do this, Joker.
I'm not gonna kill you, Batman. You listen to 107.9 FM.
WWPH in Princeton Junction?
That's the one.
The radio in the Batmobile is always tuned to 107.9.
And with great music and exciting shows, why wouldn't it be? 107.9 just puts a smile on my face.
Guess you're not as crazy as I thought. 107.9 asks you,
why so serious?
Listen to 107.9 FM, WPH, Princeton Junction.
Hey, Kelly. Katie, where were you all day? I was so tired. I slept a couple extra hours. I had to save up my energy for the big soccer game tonight.
Katie?
What?
You can't play in the game.
Why not? I'm like the best striker there.
You weren't in school long enough.
What? I came in for the last period of the day.
I know, but according to the student handbook, a student must be present for at least 4 hours of school in order to participate in after-school activities such as clubs, dances, and sports. A message from 107.9 FM, WWPH in Princeton Junction.
It's always better listening to 107.9 FM, WWPH in Princeton Junction.
It's your fate, the Great 108. Welcome back, and it is time for our school community spotlight. Got some school news, very exciting. Our senior scavenger hunt for WWP High School South is here. If you think you know High School South and the town around it, think again. It's your chance to team up with friends. You can solve clues, compete for, bragging rights, and make memories you'll still be thinking about long after you leave. The scavenger hunt is something we do every year. It, invokes a lot of competitiveness, as we recently just concluded our Water Wars, which, newsflash, we did not win. My team did not win there. But, it's a really cool activity. Last year's hunt was a huge success. It was filled with a lot of laughs, surprises, and unforgettable moments.
Yeah, and last year I remember that the Instagram of the scavenger hunt was made, and I was wondering, is this real or not? And I found out that they haven't posted anything on the account, which is so weird.
Yeah, we like to plan our IG accounts for our class a long time ahead. I remember when they first made the graduation college posts IG. I'm like, that was way back, right?
Yeah. They also actually, I'm probably gonna do this with my friends, do the scavenger hunt, because I didn't do the Water Wars, so maybe this will fulfill the kind of senior kind of activity that I could do. That's like you said, filled with memories, I guess.
Absolutely, yeah. So check out. There's a video posted by Mr. Coburn to see some of the highlights, And does your team have what it takes to crack this year's challenge? That is the question. You can grab your crew, get ready. It's not just a game, it's a senior tradition, right? So there'll be a bunch of different activities. You'll find out more through signing up on the form, seeing your class of 26 classroom. Registration closes on June 11th. All right, so make sure everyone knows that. And scavenger hunt runs on June 13th from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. Letting you know now so you're prepared. Happy hunting, and we'll talk to you soon here on 107.9.
Can you say that in English, please? Sure. Listen to 107.9 FM, WWPH in Princeton Junction.
Always a great time on 107.9. Back with Dead Air Tells No Tales. And, you know, it's no secret that every time I do a show, every time I do a talk, I always love talking about cars. I think that's pretty consistent with all of us. We always want to sneak in a car talk somewhere. Today I want to talk about a legend in the car community, car scene. It's the Nissan Skyline GTR R34, one of the most valuable Japanese sports cars. You know, if you try to find one these days, like, you find one for hundreds of thousands of dollars. And many examples selling well over that price, maybe even exceeding 300K.
Yeah, this Nissan GTR actually had made like really appearances in movies, and like kind of was themed after like the movie. So the movie was Too Fast and Furious, which was kind of like a next up movie from Fast and Furious, and that was Brian's car that he drove, that he kind of raced along with his other, I guess, peers.
Yeah, I think the first time I ever saw a Nissan GTR 34 was an anime called Initial D, and I saw how cool it was against racing the AE86.
Yeah.
And of course, a spoiler, AE86 won the race.
Small spoiler right there, but due to like plot reasons, you know, if you put that on the street, the R34 is a killer. And like you said, Too Fast and Furious, Brian O'Connor's car, that increased its popularity across the world like crazy. And I remember that iconic scene of him like waking up, getting the call from Tej, like, hey, come over, we got a race going. And that whole sequence was awesome, the blue lights. So the R34 was the final Skyline GTR before they launched the GTR model line with the R35, the modern kind of rendition of that. And the reason is just that the R34 kind of rounded off and perfected everything the R33 and the R32 tried to do. Everyone had their own, good upgrades, but the R34 was a perfect all-around. There's limited production numbers, and it's powered by the legendary twin-turbo RB26 DETT inline 6. It's highly respected for its performance and tuning potential. I love watching videos. You can hear like the turbos spooling.
Oh yeah, that's a great sound.
Some people's
That's
R32.
such a great sound.
Yeah, it's crazy. Enthusiasts often view the car as a collector's item and an icon of late 90s Japanese performance culture. More to come soon here. You only hear the best on 107.9 FM.
WWPH Princeton Junction.
On April 11th, 1951, a general says his final goodbye.
Old soldiers never die. They just fade away.
On July 20th, 1969, man first lands on the moon.
One small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
On November 9th, 1989, a wall dividing two worlds collapses.
I climbed over the wall.
107.9 News, because you never know what'll happen next. WWPH 107.9 FM in Princeton Junction.
Make a date with the great 108. You're back with Dead Air Tells No Tales. And like we talked about, we're ending off the year. We're in June. And being a senior, being graduating, I can't talk about it enough. It's a weird feeling, right? And I want to hear from you guys. You guys been probably getting some sort of nostalgia throughout this year. And like this kind of K-12 system life is coming to an end. I don't know. Have you been experiencing nostalgia like that? Because I know I have.
Yeah, sometimes I guess every time I see like maybe something that like reminds me, I'm like, oh, that's from when I was like maybe in 4th grade or whatever, and then I just get like, oh, I get that nostalgia from the whatever like person or object that reminds me. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think once I graduate, I think I would probably think about sports I played. For example, like football and like baseball. I had like a ton of like great memories with my teammates and during games as well.
Yeah, that sports life that you get being a high schooler is quite special. It's not something that you see all the time. But you gotta explain nostalgia. I want to define real quick. It's a sentimental longing for the past, right? It could be triggered by memories, things you see, like you guys are saying, and it's just they're personally meaningful moments for you. It's often bittersweet, mixing with happiness, but it can also be strongly linked to loneliness or emotional distress, right? This nostalgia, longing for something is like you're wishing you could go back to that time. And I know often we feel that, with many things. We feel that often with our childhood. A lot of people feel that in general. So research shows that nostalgia can boost mood, self-esteem, and overall sense of meaning in life. And that is a Southampton from the UK study. And it can, but I think it also, like I said before, it can make you quite upset. But I think kind of overall nostalgia is considered a normal and common human condition. And it helps people process memories and maintain emotional balance. Make sure you're here with us to hear more great information here on 107.9.
WWPH, Princeton Junction.
Pirate Radio, Night Radio, 107.9 FM, The Flash.
Good afternoon, this is Daniyal with the 107.9 FM Campus Flash for Tuesday, June 2nd, 2026. West Windsor Plainsboro High Schoolers will have an opportunity to play a big role in school spirit. The WWP district is hosting cheerleading tryouts at High School South from June 1st to June 3rd from 3:15 p.m. to 5 p.m. Registration is officially open right now and will close this June. Make sure you register now and make sure your physical is updated for athletics or on or after August 9th, 2026. Cancer survivors are being celebrated. A discussion is being hosted at the Boathouse at Mercer Lake by Susan G. Coleman to uplift breast cancer survivors and talks about after treatment. Creativity and coding will come together this summer as students get ready to build and program Lego robots. The Lego Robotics Camp starts June 22nd at the Hun School of Princeton, giving children a super fun opportunity to solve challenges and bring their ideas to life. It's 72 degrees, sunny, see high 60s tonight, and hotter and slightly cloudy as the week gets on. This has been Daniyal with your 107.9 FM Campus Flash for Tuesday, June 2nd, 2026.
Listening your Junction Princeton in MF 9.701 HPWW. You're listening to WWPH 107.9 FM in Princeton Junction.
This is Daniyal on 107.9 FM. I've been watching a lot of college graduation ceremonies, and there's one common topic every single speech contains: AI. And whenever the graduates hear it, they start to boo and disapprove of the topic. I mean, at this point, I kind of get it, right? It makes you think a lot about our generation's future and how people are just viewing it with the rises of AI. And it's not going to be one like any prior. It's constant advancements. It's taking over jobs, removing the work in a lot of students' lives. And I didn't know what we were going to do about it. But there's a couple of speeches that mention something even more important. HI, which is human intelligence, and it's something we all have. We have used to get us here, and it's what we're going to rely on for as long as we exist. So we as a species that is always learning and always evolving will find a way to persevere through every obstacle, especially one that we've created. This has been Daniyal on 107.9 FM.
WWPH 107.9 FM in Princeton Junction.
Yeah, baby! Yeah.
At a site with Pirate in the Night on 107.9 FM WWPH in Princeton Junction. You are back with Dead Air Tells No Tales. It's Tuesday. It is time for Tuesday's Tales. We love doing it every week. From Aesop's Fables, we have the ants and the grasshopper. I mean, I'll start. We'll take turns, I think. One bright day in late autumn, a family of ants were bustling about in the warm sunshine, drying out the grain they had stored up during the summer, when a starving grasshopper, his fiddle under his arm, came up and humbly begged for a bite to eat.
What? Cried the ants in surprise. Haven't you stored anything away for the winter? What in the world were you doing all last summer?
I didn't have time to store up any food. When the grasshopper, I was so busy making music that before I knew it, the summer was gone.
The ants shrugged their shoulders in disgust. Making music, were you? They cried. Very well, now dance. And they turned their backs on the grasshopper and went on with their work. And a lesson you can extract from this story is that there's a time for work and a time for play. And that is going to conclude our segment here on Tuesday's Tales. Back soon on Great 108.
WWPH Princeton Junction.